What does a guy get from a woman that he couldn't get from a cook, a cleaner, and a hooker? It goes back to like why it's better to date girls with lower body counts because they're more loyal.
Yeah, but I don't know about all of that.
So if a girl's a virgin on her wedding night, she has an 80% chance of a happy marriage. If she sleeps with more than 5 people, it drops down to 30%.
But that doesn't mean the man's gonna stay though. How many
women leave most of the time? It's 70 to 80% of the time. If you're college educated, it's 90, and they cheat at similar rates. And there's actually studies that have come out recently saying that women cheat more than men. Because think about it, we have way more opportunity. We walk down the street, say hello to a man, he's down. I'm saying like as adults in a conversation, like yes, there are going to be exceptions, but if you have an 80% chance, isn't that better than a 30% chance? And if you were a dude, you pick the 80% chance. And second off, the other problem is like, a lot of times what girls will do is they'll give it to the last guys for free and then try to like they're a used Honda Civic and trying to require BMW prices, but you can't go back to being a new BMW.
No, I do.
So, interesting video as usual. I know you guys are ready for this to be unpacked. This is one of those things that is talked about a lot. But before we get into it, it's your favorite everything, JR Wisdom. Hit that like and subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos that have content like this. Let's run it up to 100K. Quit playing. Just Pearly things, you know, she's doing her thing, coming out with the statistics that you guys love to hear so much. She's discussing the pair bonding concept and women leaving marriages, so on and so forth. So one thing with this dating, which I guess they were mixing the two, dating and marriage are two separate things as far as I'm concerned. So she discussed the whole part about women actually, you know, with a certain amount, with a lower body count, them being able to pair bond or being able to actually stay committed. Because I guess what she's saying based off these statistics is a woman that has had more dicks is less likely to remain faithful, to remain in the marriage, things like that. So the lower body count means that she's more likely to be more loyal. I can see that. Definitely understand it. I know she's got the statistics and things like that. But on the flip side of that, especially the way things are now in this world, a woman is always may feel like she's missing out on something. She may feel like, hey, this guy, this is all I know. And this does happen because I know in my personal life it's happened to me. When you get married young, you have less bodies on you. And just because you're young doesn't mean you have less bodies. But that's a whole different conversation. You could have a ton of bodies and still be, you know, super young. But when it comes to these things, women have a lot more access to men than they had previously. Even though, as she said in the video, a woman can walk outside and just, you know, I had a conversation with a young lady the other day where we were talking about, we were out at a restaurant and I was like, you could just walk around and clean up in here in terms of getting dudes numbers that'll be ready to get with you, as opposed to me. I can't compete anywhere near that. But the way social media and all these devices and women are out and about, they are open to seeing more things. And they're comparing themselves a lot of times to women on social media. And being that you're getting all this attention, that's when the hypergamy kicks in. That's when the newness kicks in, which a lot of couples desire newness. You can't just say it's the man, because women are desiring newness. And you can say, well, JR, the only reason why they're desiring newness is because they've already been with a lot of men. I don't necessarily disagree, but I just feel like as human beings in general, we desire newness. There's countless videos where we talk about this, about, hey, women after a while, even a lot of these women, you could say that the way this whole dynamic on social media is designed to basically convince her to thinking that she needs someone other than you, but it's just the way it is. You can't make anybody stay or be with you that doesn't want to be with you. Sometimes, and this is why women do end up cheating, it's not always because, you know, you did something wrong, you're mistreating her. It's just women like that variety. Women like an emotional, even outside of you. She may not be physically cheating, but she's willing to actually go out and emotionally cheat and things like that because she just wants that emotional variety. You know what I'm saying? That excitement. That's why women do deal with different dudes and, you know, entertain other guys, because she does just like guys, but we don't tend to, you know, go out and say, okay, I'm bored, so I'm going to go ahead and mess with a new woman. We do tend to stick around and stay with our women. As she said, in, you know, 80% of the time, it's women that's leaving their relationships. That is absolutely true. And I don't think it really has anything to do with whether, you know, I'm not going to say completely, but I think that's just the nature of women. Whether she's had 1,000 wieners or she had 10 wieners or she had 2 to 3 wieners. Women get bored easily. That's just the way it is. But you're something. Nah, bro. If you've ever been in a relationship or dated women get bored. You know, that's why I say she has to be head over heels over you. And if she's not, that makes it even worse, where she is subject to just step out. And you could be the perfect, we talk about this a lot. You could be her perfect everything. You could be everything on her list that she's made up. Handsome, all that 666 thing that y'all be talking about, right? You could be a conversationalist. You could be rubbing her back, rubbing her feet, buying her nice things, providing her with a great house, but sometimes it's just not good enough. You just can't please some women, fellas. And I'm just being honest with you. And I think a lot of you guys who've been in the game for a while, or who've been in relationships or married, you'll just learn to understand this. I'm not saying that to say that, oh, women are just terrible. So it's just how they're wired, bro. It's just how they're wired. There are some women that are head over heels over their man. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the whole pair bonding thing, she could have been with a few guys, but it's about who you are as a whole. That's why I say, like, either you want me or you don't. I don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I don't, because life goes on. Wife, just as well as wifey could cheat on you, girlfriend could cheat on you, and vice versa. You just never know. I'm not making any excuses at all. But these are hearing her say these statistics, it is something to think about. And what it is, how much is it as men that we actually contribute to women leaving? Or is it just something internal? I feel like it's a constant. I've talked to a lot of women and they kind of say the same thing. They like newness. They like newness. They like to be validated. And sometimes, especially in the era of social media, your validation just isn't enough, fellas. You can put your best foot forward, and that's what it's about. We go into these things to give. You can say, I'm going to hope for the best, but you can't be checking her phone, trying to ensure that she's not going to leave. It's the chance you take of being in a relationship and being married. It's just one of those chances you take, fellas. You know, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. As much as you like to try, you would hope that you're enough. You know, in the same way, you got some women that it's like we're repeating the same thing over and over, right? We can say these talking points, and we can say, well, you can try to seek the diamond in the rough. These women are horrible. I'm just not going to date all together. I'm just not going to deal with women. I'm going to pump and dump. You know, do what works for you. But at the end of the day, we don't control anybody. The woman that you still think, if you're like, yeah, I got the per YouTube guidelines, no more than 3 bodies. You can still have, I know the percentage goes down, you know, of her leaving you. You know what I'm saying? It goes down. But at the end of the day, it's still a possibility, man. You know, I'm not saying go for, you'll never know her body count anyway. I always say you'll know. If you know her body count before you get with her, then that's you taking on that. That's you that's going to take on that. But hey, who am I at the end of the day, man? Very interesting conversation. Nothing's going to guarantee anybody's going to stay. Somebody can get a wild hair up their ass. Women are like cats. Women are very fickle. She could wake up tomorrow and say that I don't want to be with you anymore. It happens. You know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? Anyway, man, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you guys purchase all my books, t-shirts, merch. You know, we got the Passport Gang shirt here. Make sure you guys pick it up. The link is in the description. And with that being said, man, much blessings and abundance. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Listen, this is wisdom. Peace be upon you. Stick around for the next video, and that's where I'll see you. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth.